Why? Hi, everyone. GleeCon, and I'm back once more. Zooming through the pipes of, I don't know, cables, electricity. Are there internet pipes somewhere? Maybe under the ocean. That's where I'm traveling right now to hit your orifices, your eyes and your ears, preferably, but no judgment to how you consume your online media. On this show, Lore of Warcraft, we cover everything in the greater World of Warcraft universe. Every bit of lore, canon and otherwise, written, print, video, and games. We're in the middle of a World of Warcraft classic long play, and we're recovering everything with the assistance of a spreadsheet that I am making on my own as we go. And we're in an alliance run of Dustwallow Marsh as we speak. So stay a while and listen as we take Gleek and Tessa, our human Reethe Paladin, back into the swamp. We finished off the missing diplomat last time and started doing a little bit of other things. Most notably helping Billy Bob Thornton in the swamp here. So we got him to some disgusting eyeballs to eat and some herbs to cook it with. When we level up, or I guess when we have no choice, we now have to also get him a Moonsteel broadsword, which is lame. I don't know exactly how I'm going to pull that off. I think I'm going to have to maybe mail my second one over to my other account, who then sells it online on the neutral orc auction house. I'll have to deal with that off camera possibly today. But let's go out into the world, because we're going to have to do some finagling on how we make this work. What I want to do was continue traipsing along. So in the swamp itself, all we have is that we still have to kill the turtles or whatever for their forked tongues, and then we also need the sword that I was just talking about. But let's go get hungry first, and then we'll start picking up these quests. Tiara of the Deep we're not going to pick up yet, because that's for, oh geez, I think that's Zul'Farrak, but it's also, there are breadcrumbs to that quest, so I don't want to pick it up. If we go to the south of Dustwallow Swamp, that's actually the more difficult area, and the Horde spends more time there, so this zone is more challenging as a Horde character than it is as an Alliance, but that's why it just seems so easy for us. But it's been providing us time to regain our skill, since it's been a long time since we've used a two-handed sword, so it's nice that we're getting that with this new Stone Slayer that we have, which is a neat weapon. Hungry is something we're going to do with this ogre. I believe he wants us to get some like Murloc heads or something. As we pass through the roads, we find various Theramore Sentry. This is Brackenwall Village off to the side over that hill. That's the Orc base. Yeah, there's a lot more stuff that we'll be doing when we do this as Horde. We might finish this zone today. It's possible. It's very possible. Because there's just not a lot left. There's not too much that we have to do. And it's just getting that Moonsteel broadsword. It'll be easy for us to get it, because she can make them. It's going to be shipping another one over, and somehow, yeah, basically abusing the neutral auction houses in order to, which we can do that in Tanaris or in Booty Bay, but Tanaris is easier. Mud big ogre, me hungry. Go bash fishy, bring mud food. You feed mud or mud eat you. That's a great negotiating tactic. You feed me or I'll eat you. So now we have to go way over there, which we can also fight turtles while we're doing it. But before I make my run over there, I want to come over here to do the investigation since we're so close. And I don't think we have to come back here. I think this is just a few pickups. And then we'll go offshore and start killing Murlocs and turtles if we see some. Turtles I'm saving for last, I think, because we're going to hopefully get some XP out of it. We have 14,000 remaining. I'm hoping that we can get that 14,000 before I go off into to go build that sword. All right, this is the burnt down Shady Rest Inn. This is what they envisioned as being the real storyline behind this zone. There is, of course, the fact that it ties in eventually to the Black Dragon land down there, and the disappearance of the King of Stormwind is the greater story that we're really just foreshadowing. But the rest of it is just, hey, Jaina's got this on lockdown. What do we have? We got a couple weirdos that live in the swamp, but other than that, there is, right on the border of the Barrens, this Shady Rest Inn who James Heil, or Hygel, whatever, Heil I think it is, it's been burnt down. So what are we going to do to pick things up? Well, there are three things. So first of all, there are scattered throughout suspicious hoofprints on the ground. Hoofprints that give you the quest suspicious hoofprints. They look Tauren to me, but they also kind of look raptory. Rows of hoofprints lead away from the still smoking skeleton of the Shady Rest Inn. There are at least a few visible impressions, with more rows of prints almost imperceptible in the soft mud of the marsh. Let's also go ahead and go to the spreadsheet, the GleeCon special. So first off, we picked up Hungy. Me Hungy. Then we also just now picked up Suspicious Hoofprints. Now you can get that whether you're Horde. There is a storyline that also has you exploring what happened here. If you're Horde, it's just a little bit weird. They're both weird, in all honesty. And they both feel decidedly unfinished. Okay, so the next thing is the black shield hanging on the wall. We can pick this one up. An iron shield blackened by the fire that raged through the inn is affixed to the crumbling chimney, one of the few remaining parts of the structure that once made up the Shady Rest Inn. The chimney can be removed from the brick of... The shield can be removed from the brick of the chimney, and I guess we took it, even though it's still there. And this is the Black Shield Part 1. This part has a little bit of a quest chain-ishness to it, and it's different for between Alliance and Horde. And then there's this tiny thing right here, this little badge on the thing. This is a Theramore Guard badge, and the quest gives you a quest called Lieutenant Paval Reethe. A glint of light on the ground catches your eye from underneath the rubble. Brushing away debris and ash caked onto the object reveals the insignia of a gold anchor on white enameled on the surface, the sign of Theramore. Underneath the anchor is embossed the name Lieutenant Paval Reethe. That is, for some reason, it's a level 40. It's a much higher quest. This one is also the only one of the three that is Alliance only. There is more. You do end up doing the whole Paval Reethe part of it if you're Horde, but it comes via the Black Shield aspect of the quest. So the way they get there, they do a little bit of quest gymnastics to essentially unfold the story. This is actually one of the better instances in the game of where doing a quest line for Alliance and Horde actually helps give you a better picture of everything that's going on. So we're going to pay close attention as we do this quest chain together on the Alliance, but then in just a few short days when we repeat it as Horde, we're going to also see what new information that we've gleaned, how does it change our perspective on the events, and ultimately does it deepen our dissatisfaction with the quest chain, because it's one that is essentially a mystery that never quite gets solved because they just basically end the chain and they never pick it up. That happens often in World of Warcraft Classic, and it's a pain in the tuchus. I think what happened is that the game just had such a massive scope, and it is a lot. This game was essentially unparalleled. There were a couple games that did it, were doing what World of Warcraft did. They didn't invent the genre, but they absolutely came at it with a sense of world building tied to an established IP, with a level of polish that at the time was just unprecedented. So they had all the right things. They had notes of levity. They had just enough deepness to appeal to the hardcore gamers out there, but not an overwhelming amount of complexity to the meta of the game, to where, and in fact, it's that aspect of the game is something you could look at the evolution of that at retail and see how they've kind of gained and learned. But they were also trying to attract an audience, a wider reaching audience. They want, if you look at the ad campaigns, you have people like, William Shatner, so he's going to appeal to the Trekkies out there. You have Mr. T, so you want there to be pop culture references, and especially with Wrath of the Lich King, they leaned heavily into that with the names of the various achievements and everything. You have Aubrey Plaza, so they're trying to show how young, spunky females, not spunky, I guess that's probably the exact opposite of how you describe Aubrey Plaza, but, just people from the not necessarily stereotypical gamers that were being like, hey, this is now being a gamer is normal for everyone. And in many, many ways, they succeeded. And at its peak popularity, which was the Wrath of the Lich King times, it just was a wagon. Like, this game was unparalleled. And they did that high wire balancing act. The game was not too complex, but not too simple. And they did a really good job. They just captured everything right at the moment. Things like EverQuest had primed the world so that they could learn from the mistakes of that genre, and then they constantly iterated on their own process of mistakes and all. All right, so if we don't have to fish. I remember we pre-fished. We're actually ahead on fishing now. So we need the mire fin, and I got a Ravager's Cloak. What's that? That is a 12-point cloak. It's technically one pinch better than mine. But I'd lose a strength, and I would lose 6 spirit. So that's a 7-point loss, but I would gain all of that back in stamina. And plus 1 more point. But that 1 bonus extra point happening on stam instead of, say, strength, I'm going to have to pass. Alright, so our two-handed swords right now, we are working as though we were level 40, and we're level 47. So we're still quite far behind where we actually are. If we go fight really level 47 things in the world, we just got 1 mire head. If I get clams, I will revolt. And that's it. We're just going to fight these Murlocs for a while. They're pretty easy for us, so it seems like something bad's about to happen. I can... Like, I'll fight 2v1, that's fine. But I can utilize some of my stuns, and the Repentance also works on these guys, since they're technically humanoids. Got him. Got a second head. We're trying to get 12 heads to feed that Hungy Ogre. And I'm keeping an eye out for the turtles, but that's a lower priority, because we're going to go turtle hunting at the end. Right near Theramore itself. Cool, we got the 3rd head, so the drop rate seems to be pretty good. Let's get this guy. Muck Dweller. Okay, good. We pulled 2. Like I said, pulling 2 is fine. I honestly could probably handle pulling 3 or 4 or 5 if I really start pulling everything. I mean, like, pulling out all the stops in terms of using my boot flask if needed, using some of my bubbles, stuns. Okay, I just got that proc. I like it. And then I miss. So the thing I guess you have to think about the proc is I barely have time to do 2 hits before the proc is worn off. There's a turtle over there that we need. Oh, that one's not even worth XP. See, those are higher level. I actually don't want the turtles up here because they're not worth XP. So I'm actually going to ignore those, and I am going to save because I want the XP. I want to grind the more difficult turtles. We are up to 4 of our 12 heads, 1/3 of the way done. And we just got into level 41 now. We're working at level 41. There's our 5th head. Now, is it really level 41? Remember, we get the +1 level as a human for these swords. So, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Are there... There's a turtle. Oh, that one I could... I want the greater XP. There's more. I know there's more Murlocs around here. We only have 5 heads. It looks like it's a pretty good, maybe like a 50% drop rate on these heads, maybe even more. It looks pretty good. Between the Muck Dwellers and the Coast Runners, they're also both melee. Whoa, what is that thing? Okay, he just hit me with back-to-back. I got my 6th head. He just hit me with back-to-back diseases. Interesting. So, I had a very, very rare non-Saturday post. I did not make a video yesterday. That was a Lady GleeCon non-negotiable. We needed to go out and about and do at least one in-person where we go work on Christmas shopping together. And I was... it was it was going to be in my best interest to give the day to that effort, to work with my wife to get that done. So that's what we did. We spent the entire day out and about shopping. It was a long day, but I think all my Christmas shopping's done now. You know, some of it's online and it will be on the way, but we have next weekend. We have the family functions where we go to the family Christmas, and there's a white elephant aspect to that. These are the ones that we killed, by the way, when we were looking for that. Okay, now I am fighting 4, so let's go ahead and burp on them. Burp fire on all of them all. Oh, I just drew a 5th one. Okay. I'm going to bubble up and heal. So we're going to see what I can make happen with this. That did not give me what I was hoping for, but since we basically ended up pulling 5, let's see how this goes. Okay, we've killed 2, and we're still alive. My defense just raised up. Yikes, I just didn't want to risk him running. Okay, now I am going to go conservative for a moment, because I need to get a heal off. We've killed 3 out of the 5, and I don't want to use a potion, dang it. Actually, I do have some... I should put those potions right there. Okay. So he's going to run. Cool. Got an 8th head, and now we're on to the last one. So we did it. Got him. Alright, that was nice. Now I think maybe I need to take a moment, and I'm going to drink this old juice I've been sitting on. And I guess we'll eat some of this frog leg stew. Who cares about that? I really should have eaten the Murloc fin soup, but I don't need the well-fed buff right now. And we're up to 8 heads. So we just killed a 5v1 matchup. Just goes to show you where we're at in terms of our being level 47 and how good we are compared to, you know, where we could be in Dustwallow. So by waiting until we are late 40s to come here, mid 40s, mid to late 40s, we are certainly more than prepared. What is that they hit me? Okay, it's just a movement speed reduction, so I actually don't have to worry about cleansing that if I don't want to. It's like a weird Nature's Grasp type of buff that they have, or debuff. People are all about that buff life today. Alright, we just maxed out level 41 on the on the old two-handed swords. So good, we're catching up. Got a thick Murloc scale. We still need 4 heads. These guys, I mean, these are the same mobs, it seems like, but they seem to be getting a worse drop rate. Whatever. I didn't even see that dude. This little muck dweller, I wonder if he just spawned in. Oh, there's a solid chest, and because there's a chance of true silver bars, gotta go after that. Remember, I have to also learn how to smelt said bars when I go to town. Yeah, now I'm wondering if the RNG is catching up on me because we had a better... Got an aquamarine, not a true silver. We had a better than 50% drop rate at first, and now I just think that's RNG balancing out. The drop rate's probably around 50%. Okay, but not that one. Here's a situation where we could aggro a bunch. I'm just waiting. Don't want him to run. Nice. Okay, I did get a 9th head. I am going to throw a heal off. Come over to this part of the little island. I don't care about the food crate. Yeah, so that was a long day. It's such a pain. We live in this world of... I can't wait. Now I'm spoiled, you know, spoiled as a 21st century consumer. I would love to get the experience you get from going out shopping, like the ability to look down aisles and see things you maybe didn't even know you wanted, just when you're just kind of vaguely looking. 10th head, nailed it. And the ability to kind of get that real tactile feel for things, especially with clothes. You know, you never know, like, sometimes it's that softness of a shirt or whatever that really puts it over the edge where you're like, oh, actually, this is like, feels really nice. And on paper, it might just look like a blue sweater or something, and then you feel it and you're like, ooh, ooh la la. But take out the fact that you've got to fight through the mobs, you've exposed yourself to germs, you have to deal with traffic, you have to, you know, all of those things that make the shopping experience less good. Now, some people enjoy shopping. I am not one of those people. I wouldn't say I abhor it, but it is... I am more workmanlike. I go into a store, I am surveying the store quickly, I'm walking and I'm leaving. When I go online, I like to go with ideas. Now, I might have to search for ideas first. But, you know, even though it's kind of cliche, it's one of these cliches that does seem to track that seems like some people like shopping more than others. My wife does enjoy shopping a lot more than me. 11 to 12. Not trying to be chauvinistic. It's just the truth, and it's just one of those things out there. Like, it's, I don't know. I think there is a biological element to a lot of, and it's hard to say if it's all biological or how much of it's social construct. I'm not, you know, I'm not deep into the studies of gender identity and gender role and all of that stuff, and to know where it comes from, how much, you know, what came first, the chicken and the egg? Is it due to certain biological traits that come from what's inherent into being female? Are there certain traits that are more just automatic? Or is it completely all social construct because women have historically fulfilled roles X, Y, and Z, and men have fulfilled these roles? I don't know what the cause is. There we go, we got our 12th head. But I will say, regardless of all of the reasoning behind it, my wife thoroughly enjoys shopping, whether it's in person or online. And for me, it's more of a chore. So, although I do really like picking out good gifts, so I do like that. I do like to give gifts. I like to put thought. I hate giving like gift cards. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. Like, imagine you and I get each other as like a secret Santa swap, and we both get each other a $25 gift card or whatever. That's just the dumbest thing ever. We just exchanged $25 with each other, but we've put limitations. Like, okay, I'm gonna spend $25. You're gonna spend $25, and now here's $25 back, but you can only spend it at freaking Cold Stone Creamery or something like that. Like, I just think it's dumb. A gift should be something that indicates that you know the person that you're giving gifts to, and that they would not otherwise get themselves, but would still, once having it, would use it. Whether that's it doesn't have to be a physical, tangible thing, or it could be tickets to an event or whatever. But whatever the thing is, that's the point of a gift. It's an opportunity to show people you listen, you notice them, you care, and that you have taken the time and done the research to find some things that maybe they wouldn't get themselves. So, for instance, for myself, like, I would never go online to the World of Warcraft store and buy myself a World of Warcraft collectible, a statue or something like that. But if someone bought me one, I would absolutely put it up here so that it was in the background on camera. I think those things are cool. I could just never justify spending that money on myself. I'd be like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'd rather, there are better things I'd rather spend my cash on. So there's just there's little things like that. That's an example. Here's the Mud Crush. His name is Mud Crush Dirt Feet, by the way. I think that we have to note that. Give me food or me eat you. Me like fishy head. Me no eat you now. So he gives us either Mud's Crushers, his gloves, which are good leather gloves. Decent, like, those are some, like, feral druid gloves, or maybe some rogue gloves, or trash boots, strength spirit cloth boots. So dirt feet stompers, useless freaking boots, and for all of that combined, we gain 200 XP because we gain no XP from the mobs. So that's annoying. All right, so now we're gonna go walk back to Menethil. And we could go down here and open up the map a little bit if we wanted to get a pinch more XP, but somebody pinch me. I'm not really worried about it. So let's check off hungry. Me hungry. So we did complete the hungry quest line. Or not quest line, just single one-off quest. And that was the last neutral one other than the Jarl or Jarl, whatever, needs a blade. So anyway, that was yesterday. I shopped for my nieces and nephews for that party. And I hope you guys, or whatever your holiday is going to look like, I hope that you've managed to do that as well. I do have to do some work after this. When I get off of the record, and I have 1 week lined up, and then I'll get to be on a nice little break from work. So my plan is to hopefully not come out of this upcoming work week with a ton of work to do, so that I can enjoy the week. I will have a couple weeks off where everything is shuttered and closed at my company. The Christmas season, the New Year's season, those 2 weeks closed down, and it is nice, and perks of being a government employee. You get crap pay, but so I am looking forward to that. I am behind on the Patreon. I didn't make one last week because I was so busy, but I do want to get to those, but I'm not going to get a chance to do my typical Monday Patreon because Monday Night Football, I have to watch Monday Night Football. My team is playing, and it's to that home stretch of the season where the games are interesting and matter. I wouldn't miss it anyway. But what I think I might do is flip my days around, and I'll give Monday a close... I'll give the short, our lore one on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I'll drop that Patreon episode. Wednesday, I am going to then pick up. So I hope to finish this today. I think we can finish this today. This zone. So then that means Wednesday I'll be starting this same run as Horde. And remember, we're working our way towards the only... Well, I now have cleared Hinterlands too. So I started Tanaris yesterday. Just a couple quests. Maybe even just one quest, actually. But that means that Stranglethorn and Hinterlands are cleared for takeoff. Which is good, and by the time we finish those, I should be able to also finish Tanaris, which will also give us Zul'Farrak, so that will clear that as well. And then I'll be able to start working on my own on Searing Gorge and Feralus, which will get us through Tier 6, and I will... One of these times when we have a lot of traveling, I'll get back to talking about my tiers, since I kind of butchered the last talk. But I have this theory that this game can be broken down into 8 tiers, and we are currently nearing the end of the 5th tier together, and on my dry run I'm almost halfway through the 6th tier, so I'm not even a tier ahead. Alright, well, we're going on here to talk to Commander Sam Vimes, or whatever his name is. His partner's name is Samol, his name is Vimes, so they're definitely giving a Discworld homage, one of my favorite book series, because there's Captain Evenkane, there's Samol, and there is Vimes, and which is in the book series, his name Sam Vimes is the leader of the Watch. So we have 3 quests to turn in. We have Suspicious Hoofprints. Let's do that one first.
Hoofprints, eh? It is true that there is an extraordinary amount of centaur activity in the lands near the Dustwallow Marsh. In brief excursions into the Barrens, we found their camps and holdings dotting the area. I'll send out Falgran Hastel, one of our trackers, to see if he can find where the tracks lead.
All right, so his initial thought is that this is going to be that this is centaur, but it could also be other hoofed creatures.
Go with honor, friend.
Tessorin, I need someone, Falgran Hastel, preferably, to take care of Gleekantessa's lead on the Prince near the Shady Rest Inn. Right away, sir. And here's Falgran Hastel. Walks up. He bows. Kneels. Falgran Hastel reporting, sir. I will find where the Hoofprints lead and report back to you. I don't know that he ever really does. I think that's part of the problem of this chain. I don't know that he ever comes back. Okay, the Black Shield.
For the Alliance.
Have you found evidence from the site of the Shady Rest Inn?
I'm no expert in the construction of arms and armor. Their use, yes, but not their making. This shield seems as ordinary as any, excepting the damage from the fire that engulfed the inn.
Okay, so we're saying, all right, man, this Black Shield seems nothing special, but this one I think has a chain.
I'm sorry I can't be of much help, adventurer, but I can refer you to someone who would be. Kaz Two-Sprocket, one of our best blacksmiths, works the forge at the smithy. Take the shield to him and see what he can tell you.
All right, so he just wants us to go outstairs, go down to the smithy, which that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and pick up Black Shield Part 2, which there's a Black Shield Part 2 for both. It is different for the Horde, but they're both the same level. It's fine. I just have it neutral because it's similar. All right, and then Lieutenant Paval Reethe.
Go with honor, friend.
Have you found anything of interest, Shady Rest Inn?
It's never good news when a guard's badge is brought to me. Sometimes it's a man or woman who's fallen in battle, and I'm left to bring the news to the grieving family. Other times, we never find out what happened to them, and other times it's even worse than that.
Okay, so now Lieutenant Paval Reethe, this is a mini chain as well, but that one is Alliance specific. So we're going to go ahead and check off that. This one should actually maybe give us a pinch of XP.
I don't recognize
400.
Lieutenant Paval Reethe. Your best bet would be to check with Adjutant Sword. He keeps track of all the records for the Theramore Guard, from personnel to their equipment. He should be able to tell you who this Reethe is with a quick check of his books.
All right, so he just wants us to walk over to the adjutant, who we already just kind of talked to a couple seconds ago. Lieutenant Paval Reethe. Fine, we got 400 and something XP from that. Whoopity-doo. I guess we got to take what we can get, since we're getting like no XP from this zone.
Hello, adventurer. You'd like information about a specific member of the Theramore Guard? Reethe, was it? Just give me a moment to find the right book.
Sound a little constipated there, buddy. All right, so there's Paval Reethe. That one's now done also.
Red path. Ah, here it is. Lieutenant Paval Reethe joined the Theramore Guard along with most of the recruits that came across the sea with Lady Proudmoore. Enlisted with the Marines of Kul Tiras at the age of 16. Distinguished service promotions. Listed as missing.
Okay, so it says we're just going to go back and tell Vimes that this is a guy that is been around there for a little while, and he's missing. Okay, and there's his guard, so he's maybe somehow involved in all this. Also, he sounds like he's young and impressionable.
Need help? Missing.
Whoa.
That would be Soren's kind way of saying traitor. No doubt he's one of the fools so blindly loyal to Admiral Daelin that he turned traitor. Isn't that a delicious irony? The deserters accuse us of betraying the Alliance.
So they're saying he was an Admiral Daelin Proudmoore loyalist, and that's what he is. He is quote unquote missing. So is this guy possibly behind the entire arson? Maybe.
It has been a struggle maintaining a presence in the marsh, but through strength of our resolve, we have been able to maintain several defensive watchtowers throughout the area. The latest information and scouting reports I have received indicate that a group of deserters has squatted in our abandoned tower at Lost Point, southeast of the inn. The deserters' leader is a man named Jackin. See if you can get some information out of him. Be warned, adventurer. He may be a tough nut to crack.
Okay, we're on it. We're gonna go after Jackin, even though he might be a tough nut to crack. I wonder how intentional some of this stuff is. Alright, so there's the deserters. We have to go over to Jackin here soon. But first, let's go talk and see if we can merge that with any tasks that come out of the Black Shield. All of these are just worth, like, no XP. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of XP for cracking Jackin's nut. We're at 12,800, and we are running low on quests in the zone. As we run over there, we'll monitor the spreadsheet, because now we have to walk back across the swamp. But first, let's go talk. And we can sell and repair while we're at the smithy. It's a good spot. And I wish there was a mining trainer in there, because I really want that true silver mining.
Pleased to meet you.
Something for me to look at?
Interesting piece of iron you have here. Definitely not made by any of the blacksmiths I know over on this side of the sea, and it's certainly not my work. Ah, I almost missed this. The leather strap on the back must have burned off, but it seems like it was made to fit a large person. I'd guess a Tauren, actually. That's about all I can tell you. Tell Captain Vimes I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
So all we know is that the shield pinned to the wall is probably a Tauren or Tauren-sized person's shield. Okay.
Alrighty then.
So that's, like, not a lot to go on. It's kind of weird, and I don't know what that's all about. Now, the Black Shield Part 3, that's unique to the Alliance. We don't have that quest. You know, that doesn't exist for the others. Like, the Horde doesn't have a Part 3 on that. Very close on that cloak. I don't need any of this stuff. Aquamarine, sure. Oh, should I sell that thick spider silk? I guess. I want to keep that, though. That can go. I want that. Oh, that's it. I had got one extra. Let's see. Shadow Silk, Large Fangs. I will keep the ore. Keep the solid stone. Let's go ahead and smelt a bit here. It's a weaponsmith. But sure, let's smelt up what we have. And remember, I want 16 extra iron, so I need a total of 56 iron. And that's good on mithril. We got 4 pieces. Okay, so we are now at a full... because we need 120, so we're at 82. So we fully have 2 quests, and we're working on the second. Yeah, this is... We have the full 40, so that's 1 sword's worth, but we need a little bit more. We're not at enough, because we need to be... This stack needs to be up to 16, which it's going to be up to 13, so we just need 3 more iron, and we've compensated for that, so that's cool.
Well met.
Alright, so we can stack some of these things around. I could actually cook. I don't know if I can cook on a forge. But we've got white spider sausage. I can cook 5 of those. Yeah, not gonna let me. Alright, so we're gonna go back to Vimes now and say, hey, all we can really say is that maybe we have Hoofprints that suspect maybe a centaur, but now we're also finding a shield that is indicating something of Tauren sized. So there is either I don't know. It's opening up. Could it all be Tauren? Now, if we're looking at Tauren, why would they do this? Are they justified, or are we looking at the Grim Totem? Because we already know the Grim Totem exists in Badlands, in Barrens, as a sort of nefarious presence, so is that it?
What can I do for you? That's not much information to work
Right.
with, but we'll have to keep it in mind. Hopefully some of the other pieces of this mystery will fall into place and paint a more helpful picture of what happened.
Exactly. So, again, just nothing. Nothing from that one. They're just like, yeah, now, I think that we can go down that path a little more when we complete this for the Horde. I think it allows us. All right, so we have this Mudrock Soup and Bugs, and then we have these couple Deserters things tied in with the and Bugs and the Feast at the Blue Recluse. So we're running out of stuff. We're going to go over there. And, whoops, I went down the wrong side. So while we're walking down there, that's it. We have this Deserters chain, and we have the Mudrock. That's all that comes out of here. So, in that time, I am hoping that we will get 12,700 XP. We've gained only a little more than 1,000 XP on today's mission, so that is what it is. And where's our record time at? We are only at 45 minutes, so we've got plenty of time to complete these little chains, to go to Stormwind and come back so that we can finish this zone. I'm still hopeful, confident. Now, this Deserters chain, I don't know how long it's going to be. We'll also get a tiny pinch of XP now that we're having to enter the southern part of this land. So we're going to walk around, and then on the way back, we're going to get these tougher Mudrock things. And then it's the Soup and Bugs. It's the Mudrock whatever and Bugs. So we are going to get a chance to kill whatever the bugs are. I don't know. Also, I don't know what happens with the Deserters. There is another chain in that. So this one in itself is worth 575, and the next one, so we'll get 1,100. So we'll be down to 11,600 after that chain. And that's it. That's the end of it. It just dead ends right here. And I wonder if the second part is just go back. And that's what makes it so frustrating, is we never get to find out what's the deal. who burned down this thing. Now in Cataclysm, I'm pretty sure they do address this. They give you a real quest chain with real information. But yeah, we're going to open all that and nothing's going to come out of it. We're going to get to go make our way back over. I'll actually cut through. Maybe I'll come down here and make through this just to check the nodes to see if we get any true silver. And then we'll work our way back up and around and see if we can get there. And that's where we'll get some XP. That's my hope, is that if those things give us enough XP, because it says that they're around level 40, those mobs, according to Questy. Yeah, the borers down there are 42 to 43. So that's good. So we need 8 tongues, even if they have as high as a 50% drop rate. Then they're probably going to be around 300 each. So we're probably going to get 15, 16. So that's 3 to 4, somewhere around that neighborhood ballpark of 5,000 minimum. And between that and the exploration, so we're going to be at about 7,000. We're going to be down to about 5,000 or 6,000 XP at most after completing that, plus turning in the quest itself, which is only 575. That sucks. Then that will open up the next chain. So now I'm going to head south off-road and see if we can get some XP from exposing some of these. I think it's like Witchlight Hill or something is one of them. This little gray area. Slightly discolored part of the bog. Yeah, really, the bottom line is we're just too OP for this zone. And it's not... Look, that guy's actually worth XP. Okay, we opened up the Quagmire. That was 250 XP. I love that. Because I guess we haven't even been over to Tabitha yet with this character. So that's cool. I mean, not cool that we haven't been to her, but... Yeah, and if you look at now these guys, now we're starting to get mobs that are right around our threshold of... So Tabitha's definitely the harder part of the swamp. Alright, and for whatever reason, the tower around here, this is a tower lost point. We did not gain XP for that. But this tower is where the betrayers, the deserters are. I don't know if I have to fight them or not. So these are Theramore deserters, just a squad of dudes. They like Daelin, they don't like us. Wah. Okay, and where's their leader? Maybe at this guy right here. Oh, we have to straight up fight him. Okay, so none of his people are coming. Balos Jackson, none of them are coming to help. Jackin. I don't even know why we have to fight him. Paval, this is not Paval Reethe. We just, by the way, maxed out at level 42. Now he stopped. We beat him down. What does he say? All right, we surrender. Just put your weapons down or cooperate.
Send you? Couldn't do his dirty work himself, could he? Reethe, that coward? We threw him out of camp because he insisted on raiding the supplies of the ogres up at Brackenwall Village. We're not so many in number that we could stand up to those mindless brutes. He crossed the line one too many times, so we left him to fend for himself. Now, I helped you out, so why don't you help us out and forget you bumped into it?
Okay, so the guy that is maybe perhaps behind all this, maybe not. So now we don't even know, because we found his badge there. It was burned. So he was going from there to raid the village. They said, dude, you're on your own. So this is a lone operative agent. We still don't know where he's at. Did he burn it down? Did he attack that and that caused retribution and revenge to come from the, not just the ogres, but maybe the rest of the Tauren? Because Brackenwall Village is an ogre place that's defended by the Horde. And so the Horde came to get retribution. It's really a lot of what ifs, maybes, and things of that nature. And the bottom line is we just don't know. All right, so Deserters 1 and 2, we picked up that. So we finished Deserters 1, we picked up Deserters 2. That's the last one in that quest chain, and it dead ends there. But before we continue, let's go down and get a little bit more swamp time. Let's take a peek at these true silver bars nodes. Not that one, but the other ones we'll scan. Okay, it says we're in the quagmire, but I guess I already have that, or I don't know why it's not listing. I think that the quagmire would be one that would populate. This is the dragon merc, okay? And we just found the den of flame. So, looking for true silver bar nodes. That's iron, which, like I said, we do still need. Oh, yikes. Did not see this guy. He is actually worth XP, so good for me. So we're going to get as much from him as we would get from freaking doing a quest or whatever. What does he do? Alright. Got 240 XP, so it's same as just exploring a new area. But I think we needed 3 more iron right around there. That was only 2. Of course it was only 2. And we needed 3, so why not? There is mithril inside that cave. I don't want mithril bad enough to go explore a whole cave over it. Wait, what was that? There was a third one that popped up. There it was. That's also mithril. Alrighty, so now let's go continue walking along and seeing what the nodes bring us. What is that thing? Ooze worm. I was going to say, I've never seen that. Cool. So we just found a rare called ooze worm. Fighting that bad boy. So that's cool. Level 42 rare. I've never seen this thing. It's cool. I'm not getting any extra two-handed sword experience from it. I could. I'm 42. It's 42. Got him. Okay, we got Regal Boots of the Eagle. Regal Eagle, Intellect, Stamina, meh. But we gained 300 XP, and that's what we're really hoping for. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. Currently need 11,000 even. So, okay, there's a potential second node over here. So we look for more guys. Also, we will spend a lot of time. This is the Stone Mall Ruins, so we gained some. We did not gain some XP. I lied. But this is an area as Horde we'll spend a lot of time on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work my way a little further down. There's the Dragon Merc. No XP there. But there is a node. And like I said, we will walk around and spend a ton of time here when we play this on Horde. So just trying to find, I don't know what other things will activate. The Worm Bog, that one we did get XP for. That's pretty much all of it. I don't think we're going to explore much. I think that's everything. So that is a potential node right there, but there's nothing growing there. Okay, so we're going to go off the shore now and kill turtles. We're at 10,700. Can we, with the remaining 2 quests that we have, 500 of it's going to come, 575, from turning in that thing. If we could find one more true silver node, we'd be in the money when it comes to turning in our blacksmithing quest. But, alright, so this is going to help us get offshore. Cool. And we'll keep our eyes open. I think maybe those are the bugs. Okay. So we are now gonna go around and look. I don't need breath. We're looking for turtles. We don't want these guys. We want turtles. They might fight us. Yes, that one is now fighting us. Which is okay because, like I said, we need the XP. All right, our sword just went up a point. We're now working as though we were level 43, and we're fighting level 42. So we now actually should have a advantage over them. Great. I'm gonna clam. That's unacceptable. Okay, here we go. We gained zesty clam meat and a black pearl. I don't think zesty clam meat does anything for us. No, I need tender. Tender clam meat's all I need. But I can go up to 5 points for cooking when I get that spider. Oh my. Because they're hitting me with lightning. That's why my, I do see the turtles that I want over there. Alright, so now we're here. We did not get any of that. We just need 8 tongues. These guys are level 41, so they're going to get us around 300 each. These are the snapjaws, but there's also the boars, I think. Oh, there's an elder merc thresher somewhere in there too. Might end up fighting those guys. I don't know. Got that cool buff on his sword, which I like. Looking for a Ret Pally, a Shadow Priest, and an Enhancement Shaman for Ragefire Chasm. Why? Why so? I don't understand why you would need to be that specific for Ragefire Chasm. Are they trying to make like a show or something? Alright, so we're just going to continue to kill these turtles. There's the boar. These are the stronger ones, so those are the ones I really want to fight. Yeah, 320. We're at 9,300 for what we need. Okay, nothing. Those are worth 400, so that's good. Tide Fury Cove. I'm just going closer there because there's that one potential node. Yeah, they're saying this person's... People are arguing both for and against GDKP. Welcome to playing World of Warcraft Classic. They said... The one person says... it does not... GDKP does not encourage gold buying. Then he says, no, it does not. They gate the rewards behind time. Time to earn priority within the guild, time to create the raid, time to wait for a drop. Money is universally used to bypass time. That's just silly, though. That's, I have to say that I disagree. Time is obviously a constraint for anything in the world. So to say that it's the gatekeeping absolutely does contribute to every level of the problem, but that's every level of the problem, you know? That's like saying gold buying, the timing on Arcanite bar construction or whatever contributes to gold buying. Like, sure, but it's just because if you had more gold, you could sell your cooldown, your Arcanite cooldown to the highest bidder or whatever. I cannot get 1 tongue, so this is going to be better for us, I guess, if I'm not going to get any tongues from these guys. Alright, by the way, no. I got no ore. This person says, I don't want to fight that guy way down there in the water. Where are we at right now? We're at 8,200. There's a turtle. I've gotten to know actual ham farmers, and they have shared that the price of gold on fresh servers is more than mature servers. I believe that, because there's more people right there. The GDKPs are banned there, so why is gold more expensive? Because players still want gold to bypass the weight. Two things can be true. People have been cheating in games since the beginning of time. Also true. I mean, just look at game genies and stuff. Oh man, come on. Alright, so we are working our way up here. My two-handed swords, yep, that's still... We're working as though we're 43. This guy can book it underwater. And I was going to say, and it's about to make me have to fight another one. Which is what the whole point of that fleeing is all about. That's right. I came here for this exact purpose. I came here because I wanted it to make me have to fight more. So we're getting what we want. In a sense, we're sort of grinding. Alrighty. So now let's continue to look for turtles. Is that a dead one? We have not gotten a single tongue yet. So if we end up passing our... you know, getting overtime. We're not getting overtime, but like getting our leveling up, and we still haven't gotten one. Then we'll maybe go to we'll take a peek and see what is actually. Do the lower ones actually have a higher drop rate? But we're still right now on the fringes, and we still have 7,000 XP to go, 7,100. But yeah, we still have yet to find a single tongue. And they all supposedly have a chance of dropping them. There was no way to cheat in games until Game Genie. Before that, we had to get... But even then, you could argue that they tried. You tried. People wouldn't. Yeah, and that's why people hate GDKP, yeah, because it's pay to win. And it is. It's 100% pay to win. That's what's annoying. If you don't care about spending tens, 20s, hundreds of dollars on gold, then you can afford to buy... there you go, we got our first tongue. You can afford to buy more gold, and therefore you can afford to get priority on drops in dungeons and raids. I mean, that's just the bottom line. That's what it does. And anybody that wants to say that that's not the case is deluding themselves, because they either pay for the gold themselves or they benefit from that structure. And I mean, but you can do both. You can participate in that structure and also be real about what you're doing. Like, there's no reason why you have to... It's like people that vote for whatever politicians. Like, you don't have to slavishly defend your politician that you voted for just because you prefer it to the alternative or because you participate in that side of the political aisle or whatever. Same thing is about GDKP. You know, you don't have to... You can participate. Go ahead, do GDKP, but don't act like it does not massively contribute to in-game inflation and that it gatekeeps the game, you know, making the most powerful people in the game be the ones that are, you know, by and large, 99% of them are the ones that are willing to spend lots of real life money. Not that that's not the only way. You can absolutely just get a nice dedicated guild of people, and that just takes time. So it's like the other guy said originally, time is the biggest factor. Yeah, absolutely. Since you cannot spam raids, and that's still going on in retail, then there's just, there's no... As soon as, unless they unlock infinite raids, where, you know, that won't change either. But yes, banning GDKP, I don't even know how they pull that off, to be honest. Okay, looking for turtles, but I just see a bunch of great threshers. We've gotten one tongue so far. Kind of ridiculous. And now we're starting to get into Mud Thresher territory. Merc Thresher, I mean. But we are also down to 5,000 XP, so that was my thought was the whole time. That was, you know, predicated on having a drop rate of 50-50. And obviously the drop rate's a lot worse than that. Let's see now if we fight these snap jaws. Actually, we already did fight some of those too. Doesn't seem like we have just automatically a better thing. But as we work our way to the north, maybe we'll find... maybe we'll start finding a better drop rate. Alright, so... there's... yeah. And I get the people that argue that there is a necessary evil element behind GDKP also. Like, it absolutely... the fact that you are paying money to buy in... which greatly reduces the, you know, instance of probably one of the worst parts of pug raiding, which is people dropping from the raid before the raid is complete due to either they've gotten what they wanted, or they go past the boss that they want. You know, like they could, there we go, we got a second one. You know, stuff like that, like, that's going to be an issue. That's an issue in retail. Pugs, constantly. It's a real thing. Happens all the time. Even in looking for raid, like, it happens. People want whatever it is that they can get, and then when that thing's gone, they're just going to bounce. Because of the whole time factor. They don't want to sacrifice their time. So I understand that making people put their money where their mouth is does eliminate that. But if that's the case, there should be a better cap to... you know, there should be caps on these things. And the downside of it is, like, if you make the cap too low, if you make the cost to participate in a GDKP and get your item too low, then the people that are probably a big part of the problem, it's not going to be a prohibitive. It's like corporations that will go ahead and willingly break the law and violate like whatever environmental standards or whatever, because they make more money breaking the law, harming, you know, whatever, for whatever way they break it, whether it's like a SEC type regulations or whether it's environmental regulations. They make more money just doing what they're doing and then paying the fines than they do by following the rules. So you're going to run into that situation too. If you make it too approachable, then people will just be like, I still in the end come out on top if I just sacrifice whatever it is. Like, let's say you made it 100 gold or whatever it would be to get in on a GDKP, and which I don't know I honestly don't know. To me, 100 gold seems mind-boggling. But it might be more than that, you know. Some GDKPs might be 1,000 gold. I don't freaking know. And I don't intend to. It says it needs to be banned. I agree. Because I think it does more harm than good. I think there are ways around it. I think what you could do is legislate kicking from a raid, like the penalty for dropping a raid before its completion. You could institute a system just like they have a group vote for kicking. You could have a group vote for allowing someone to leave. So if someone had a legitimate concern like, hey, my dog just died, or whatever the hell it is, my wife is raging right now, my husband is raging right now, whatever the situation is, and then you could petition the people And maybe they let you, maybe they don't, and then make the penalty prohibitive. Maybe it's like if you quit, you can't raid for, 24 hours, or you just kind of like they do where you have a 30-minute debuff on retail, but make it like really, really oof. So that the people would lose so much money. Now that I think that's a good idea. And then it forces you to stick it out. Or, if the group leader disbands or whatever. Whatever. There's got to be a way to... There's ways you could create in-game systems that solve the problem that GDKP is purporting to solve, which is making it more reliable to pug with strangers, to raid with strangers, and also to ensure, because what's problem number 2? Well, problem number 2 is that you could raid and raid and raid and raid and never get your item that you want because you have a series of bad rolls when you're going off of your item. Well, if that's the case, why don't you make a system where you get like stacking need buffs, kind of like how on retail where you fail a raid, you get an increasing whatever that buff is called, where like every time your raid wipes, you get like everybody gets like a 5% buff or whatever. On and they at least do it on looking for raid. I don't know if they do it on like the higher level raid stuffs, but so as that kind of like that, like every time you need. And you could cap this too. Don't even cap it. Just make it every time you need in a raid, in which you fail, you get +5, a stacking +5 to your next roll. So then, by the time you have extremely high chance of having your roll pay off. The deeper that you get. So. Sure, it's bad in the beginning, but by the time you've, say, ran the same raid 5 times, now, and you've needed on 5 different things or whatever, and you have not won your need roll, well, now you're getting a plus, or whatever, make it a +10 bonus, or whatever the case may be. So then, if you're needing all the time, eventually, you're never going to stack that buff. I just feel like there's got to be ways, or you could create the system where you can't need unless it is your current spec that you're playing or whatever. Like you could have all sorts of different tailored things within the sign up setting that could do all of the things that GDKP purports to solve. But these would have to be handled either by a raid leader using spreadsheets and crap, or this would be guild specific. And I think probably some guilds have been creative. I would imagine some guilds have solved these problems on their own. But it would also, the goal here, right, is to have pugs be more viable. That's what GDKP is all about, right? Have pugs be more viable, create an insurance policy where you have a increased chance of getting the items you actually need, and to make there be an extreme disincentive for people to stay in the game and not just drop the second that it's not personally beneficial to them anymore, or the second there's the slightest little bit of adversity. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. I'm not proposing. I'm not a super hardcore raider. It's not my life. That's why it ultimately doesn't get into me. And I feel like there are ways that WoW could, if they wanted to, implement some changes to their overall structure that could make the experience. They truly agree that GDKP is toxic, but what is WoW's ultimate goal? Well, the ultimate goal as a business is they want to produce as many hours. They want people to play this game. Really, what the end goal is, they want as many subscribers as possible. They want as many renewing monthly subscribers as possible. That's it. They want the game populated, and there's a lot of things that go into that. That means you need to, on one hand, keep the community vibrant. You need to try and attract new players. You need to convince regular players to continue to play over months and years, and now decades. And you need to convince those that are playing to spend as much time as possible in the world. And that used to be the original model, was with Classic, there's not that much content. There's a lot of content, but we got to keep these people playing for 2 years. Now there's so much content that there's always something. You could always do something in this game. You'll never run out. There's just, the fact that there's two factions, the fact that there's so many expansions. Like, this game is never ending at this point. So they've arrived. So now that they don't have to do that, there's more than enough content to keep people going. They have a cycle developed. They have, release expansions in waves, create different currencies. While I hate all of that aspect of retail, I understand that it's the way to keep a giant chunk. Most people are not like me, so I'm happy just slow playing my way through the experience and constantly creating my own senses of challenge. Whether that's play every spec in the game, find every experience in the game, get every achievement in the game. I'm fine hunting down the more obscure pieces of the game. Alright, so these borers, they're boring me. We're having a hard time. I've only got 4 out of 8, and I guess I'm going to go up the other side of the coast and maybe we'll get lucky. This is taken way longer than I thought it would take to do this part of the quest. I still have hope. We're definitely going to level now, though, because now we only need 2,300. So just between the 2 quests we'll turn in, we're going to get half of that. And we have to kill at minimum 4 more boar turtles. I just don't know. I didn't realize the drop rate was going to be this low. Alright, so yeah, this is the problem, is that it says every MMO has a microeconomy. And I'm fine with that. The problem is when that microeconomy becomes intimately tied to the real economy. So, by allowing that gold buying to exist, that's what really hurts it. Like, I would be completely fine if the only way to get gold would be to grind gold. And people are always going to game the system. But, yeah, it's when we can exchange gold with each other for services, the fact that that all exists, then you start to get... It's hurting me. Alright, so I think I'm gonna have to work on the lower XP side of things. These guys on this side, they're not gonna be worth XP. I guess I'm not as worried about that right now, because we need to get some stinking turtles. What does it say? What does the guy say about the tongues? You can find them along the coast around the bay. So that's what he's saying. Like, this is the bay. But whatever. Okay, so we're going to look for more turtles. That was a wash. I feel like with 2,300, we'll be fine. We need to find more turtles, and I mean we might clear this whole bunch of turtles too and still be short. I'm not. See, these are Mudrock spike shells. This is a different kind of Mudrock. So what do we get out of these guys? They are still worth XP. Okay, maybe we'll get a better chance at tongues from them. I'm gonna actually start looking up these tongues. I just like that they're worth XP. Okay, we did get a tongue on the first one. That could just be the RNG gods messing with us. This is just a regular Mudrock tortoise. No XP. There's another spike shell. So I feel like, you know, any XP that we can get is positive. Okay, no, none from that one. So maybe these spike shells are going to give us the best. I'll take it. I'll take XP. Combined with high drop rate, we need 3 more tongues. So anyway, that's a rant. I think I've had to talk, not had to, but I've felt inspired to talk a lot about this GDKP situation on this show. Because I think it is interesting. I think it's controversial. People argue a lot about it. So I kind of see, you know, I can see both sides. There we go. We got another one. This is, I guess, so. I mean, this is a good combo so far. These spike shells seem to be where it's at. Okay, and we're at 1,900 on the XP. So we're almost in that sweet spot of like, we're going to be good no matter what. And we're at 1,700. I really think at this point, we're fine. I think we have 1,700 XP worth of quests to turn in before. Because we have about 1,100 that's going to be coming from the 2 quests, this one and the Deserters one. And then we also have to do the end bugs at the end. Oh, and we can turn in the feast that we're going to have too. So when we get to the feast... Yeah, because that's going to be something we turn in within in-house or whatever. Okay, where are we at now? We're at 1,500. Yeah, we're golden. Now time becomes our biggest constraint. That's a cod. Still need 2 tongues. Yep, 2 tongues. And we're going to be level 48 soon, which is pretty cool. That's pretty good. Alright, we got one more. Okay, we're down to needing 1 tongue. 1 tongue. This seems to be the better way. Alright, so learn from me. If you want these... It's just been a while since I've done this. If you want these Mudrocks, I guess the best way is to walk along this coast. They're kind of medium difficulty overall, compared if you're struggling. They're 37, 38. So borderline getting some XP if you come in as high level as we are. Drop rate seems to be pretty good. I might have just been having bad RNG with the others. Okay. There's just a regular tortoise. I was not getting as much luck from them, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it is, again, just, maybe it's all comparable and it's bad RNG. We could look it up too. I just don't feel like it. I don't care that much. There's a level 50, Purple Patrick. We're catching up to him. We're going to be level 50 one day too. We'll be a real girl too. Alrighty, nothing from that one. I don't think we've had a lot of luck with the actual turtles. Tortoise is just generic. trying to stay on the coast because there's a spike shell. I'm going after that spike shell. Because that's XP, and they seem to have a better drop rate. I mean, maybe spike shells are more inclined to have a forked tongue, because remember, we're looking for those yummy forked tongues for whatever reason. Got the last one, yeah, so spike shells seem, for us, had the better drop rate. And we got another 200 XP, so we're sitting at 1,300 XP away from leveling up. And we are going to get about 1,100 to 1,200 of that off of just turning in these 2 quests. And then we're at our final quest that we actually have to run around in the zone to do, which is the end bugs part. And that's going to take us really, really close. Really, really close to finishing. We are going to have to hearth to Stormwind and then ultimately fly back to Menethil and then take the boat back here. So the feast quest is easy, interesting. And I just don't remember what the end bugs is. I bet you it's going to be killing those Makrura clackers. Whatever. What other kind of bugs are we fighting? Let's go turn that in and find out right now. Got a bunch of junk to sell also. So this is, that guy's just name is Michael. Hey, Michael. Stable Master. Morgan Stern. Did you get the forked tongue?
These will do fine. Thank you, adventurer. Now I'll try different cooking techniques on these tongues to find the best way to bring out their flavor.
It's Holly.
Eventually, I'll have a
Mistletoe.
dish worthy of serving at the Blue Recluse in Stormwind.
Got mistletoe up there.
Another component of my new recipe is the shelled leg of a giant crab.
Oh, crabs.
And the crabs they have in Dustwallow, muck shells they call them, just won't do. I'm
What?
afraid the only suitable
Oh, man.
far away in the Swamp of Sorrows. The shell of the crab leg is a key element of the dish's presentation, so I need pristine, unscarred legs. An adult crab might only have 1 or 2 such legs, and I need a lot in order to research my dish. So, adventurer, are you willing
Bro.
to travel?
That's annoying. Okay, so we completed the bugs part. That's lame. I didn't realize. I forgot that I was going to have to go all the way over there. Okay, so Mudrock Soup and Bugs is done, but the crabs are all the way in the Swamp of Sorrows. How annoying is that? And we need that, I think, to get the Blue Recluse part. Let's double check to see if that's populated, because that's going to help me determine. We can actually do that already. It's already available. The feast is already there. Okay, so that's good. So that means, how much more XP do we need? We need 720. Oh, let's go turn in that other one. That will help us. Because now we've got to fly to the Swamp of Sorrows also. That's lame. And that's going to be just annoying. I guess let me find out, would it be quicker to take the boat over? Let me look at the map. Would it be quicker to take this boat over to the wetlands and then fly from there? Or should I just go to Stormwind, fly from there? Because now that I can do the Blue Recluse, I think I can, the Feast one, I think that might be enough XP to put us over the edge.
King's honor, friend. I will send Lieutenant Caldwell to deal with the deserters at Lost Point. In addition, I will instruct him to find Reethe. The marsh is not so big and trackless that he should be unable to find him.
And that's it. That's the entire quest line, and it ends there. So they basically are insinuating, I suppose, that it is Paval Reethe who's behind it all, but not even really. It doesn't really. I'm not 100% sure that that's true, you know? So who knows? All right, so all we have left is 3 quests: and bugs, Feast of the Blue Recluse, and the sword thing. We need 149 XP. And if we just hearth here, this quest, the feast one, is It doesn't even say that it's worth XP. But I can kill one mob out there. Okay, now if we go to the wetlands, we'll appear here. Swamposaurus is down there. It is going to be easier for us to just go there to go to Stormwind. All right, so we got to go kill like one mob, just any one mob. Let's go outside, kill one. That will level us up, and then we can hearth to Stormwind, where we can do the feast, and we can get the things we need to make two Moonsteel broadswords. Okay, and then I can mail one over, I guess maybe to my mage or something. And then I'll have him go sell it on the neutral auction house, and I'll take a horde character of my wife's, have her buy it, and then mail it to my horde character account so that we don't have to worry about this down the line. Alright, we just need any mob at all that's worth XP. One of these spiders, any of them. These spiders are stealth, but... I know. Why can I find nothing? There's one. Okay. Alright. I did not realize... I forgot we had to go to all the Swamposaurus. It's annoying. And then we're still gonna have to fly back. So where are we at? What did I say? Right now we're at an hour and a half, so it's gonna be tight. There we go, I leveled up. Okay, so we are gonna now hearth back to Stormwind. Also on the Holy Tree. Oh, I've got to decide. Actually, I think it's in Divine Intellect is what we want next. So we're trying to open up Consecration. Which is this. We need 5 points. I think we want the intellect overall. I don't care about Seal of Righteousness. I'd rather have the intellect. All right, so we're gonna do 5 levels of just increasing our overall mana. Let's discuss. Gotcha. Okay, so we need to learn our powers. We also have to. Let's go to the bank and pick up what we need. We need in total for this stupid sword. We're gonna need 16 steel bars for those. We need 6 lesser moonstones. We're fine on those. And we need a total of 6 heavy leather. Right now it looks like I have 2. So let's see what we have. So I'm buying enough for double because I'm not trusting. Either way, it'll be less gold if I do it this way.
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind.
Look, they're getting ready for Christmas. Alright. So now I have 4 heavy leather. Okay. And I have 2 of the 6 lesser moonstones. So with all this weird, I have so many empty spots right here. I don't even know who that lesser bloodstone ore is for. Just chilling on it. That's silver. Okay. Alright, so I need to buy 2 heavy leather. And I need to buy 4 lesser moonstone. And then I've got to go over to the little area with blacksmithing supplies. So 2 heavy leather, 4 lesser moonstone. I hope this does not cost me an arm and a leg. Let's just see how much it costs to buy the broadsword. What's it called? Moonsteel? What? Dang it. Oh, so you can just buy these bad boys for 12 gold. I'm not doing that for myself. Alright, we got to take a quick log out and log in on the Horde character and just see. Here, Glee Console is in Thunder Bluff right now. Let's just see if the Moonsteel Broadsword is available in the auction house for her. Let's just take a peek, and if it is, then I'm not going to do this whole mailing. It's just so inconvenient. So here we need the Moonsteel Broadsword. there's a plan for it, but the actual broadsword itself, no. Alright, so not available on the Horde because the Horde sucks butt. Alright, and I'm not going to spend 12 gold just sending one over. That's way too much money. Let's see how much it's going to cost me to get lesser moonstone. Okay, so what did I say I needed? So that's much cheaper. I need a total of 4. So that's a unit price. They're all around the same. That's actually the cheapest if I wanted to buy 8 of them for 4 gold. Or I could buy 2.5 gold. I could buy the 4. Yeah, that's all. I'm going to buy that. Okay. Then I'll buy that single one. So that gives me my 4, and then I need heavy leather. I just need... I can only buy 20 stacks for 3 gold. Alright, so altogether this is going to cost me about 7. I'm getting a... Yeah, it's costing me about 7-ish gold. Oh, actually, I wanted this. I wanted to cook these spider sausages while I'm here. That's fine. These delicious spider sausages. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so yeah, 7 gold. Oh well. We're at 258. We only gained 1 cooking piece for all that. Oh, and not to mention, it's also... I mean, I did get a bunch extra heavy leather. So that part's good. Alright, now let's go learn our power. Oh, we need to feast the blue recluse. We gotta take care of that. That little silly quest. And it is silly. The downside is we are going to have to travel back to this. I wish you could eat mail between Alliance and Horde. That's the problem here. So she's going to have to go and post. She's not going to be there. Because I could cut the middleman. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just mail. When I make 2, I'm gonna mail Blue Recluse. Okay, so we're gonna do the feast at the Blue Recluse.
Hey there. My nephew said you
And I get a moist towelette.
research in Dustwallow, and that you helped his associate out of a tight spot. Well, we Sterns stick together, and we don't ignore our friends. So wash your hands, adventurer, because we're about to throw a party in your honor.
Alright, all hail Glicantessa, Paladin of Worth. So now you can get all this food. Behold, the Blue Recluse holds a feast in her honor. And you can just, loot all these. Here. Long live Glicantessa. Okay, you can just get these. It's just random food items. Just pick up whatever you can. Sweet nectar, I'll take that. That's actually probably the most useful out of all of them. Because we actually can drink that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the drinks where I can. Food is whatever. I don't know what these people are doing here. Is this some kind of like... Is this some kind of... So yeah, basically once you complete a couple, then for whatever reason they're willing to give you a feast. It is all over also. Like, it's, I don't know what the deal is, but food and drink spawns all over everywhere. I'm just getting the sweet nectar because that's going to help my character out. And you also get that 1 moist towelette, which is kind of silly. There's also drinks and things up there. Care as much about the food. I mean, we can sell it all. They sell some things, but yeah, up here more appears too. You can loot basically everything on the tables, and that's what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna go through and just loot whatever I can because it's like free silver, even though it's a little couple copper here, couple copper there. I don't know what pog means. I'm old. I feel like I've seen people say it, and I just don't quite remember. Hog. I knew him in the biblical sense. Yikes. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this table. There's another. I don't know if that's a. I don't think they actually respawn. But there you go. So we just got a big stack of those. I don't remember how we had it. It looks like we have 18 now. I don't know how much of that. Wild hog shanks. You can get some fish. Obviously, there was some watermelon going on too. Like, we don't need the cod. I don't know what that's going to do. Feast fish. But there's also feast fruit. Yeah, so you get these various things. People, I think look, they're in line. I don't know what they're in line for. But obviously there is a line. I don't know what they're doing. It's from the guild. Well, it's different guilds. Maybe they're getting ready for a raid. And it's just, being weird about it. I don't know. Yeah, but you can see the stockings hanging from the chimney with care, so they're getting ready for that. And a meal served cold is when we go to Stranglethorn. We can pick that up. I'm not going to pick it up right now. I'm about to get out of this weird cult situation going on. Rockscale cod sells for like nothing. That's literally like a copper each. So, but I think the wild hog, whatever they're called, I think they sell for an okay amount. All right, now to learn my paladin powers from the church. Then we're going to go over to, you know what? We're going to take a tram over to Ironforge, and we are going to build our Moonsteel things in the center there. And then we're going to fly to the... No, we're not. We're not going to take a tram. I forgot. We need to fly from here to Swamp of Sorrows now. Because we need to not be done with this zone. I mean, I can go in here too. Sell a little bit. So, yeah, a silver for all of that. The Moist Towelette, it's a negative spell effect. Cleans with the power of lemon. Haha. Okay, this is better for these. Zesty, we don't need. Black Pearl, I could probably put in the bank. Don't need the Raptor Hide. Don't need that. Don't need the shoes. I do need all this stuff. Iron ore, I could do some smelting of that. Black pearl. Okay, so that's cleaned up a little bit. And we'll mess with the spreadsheet about that in a moment. I'm just going to be waiting here because we do have... It is annoying that we have to go to the Swamp of Sorrows and back to Dustwallow Marsh. That's dumb. But when we go back, that's also when we're going to turn in this Moonsteel broadsword. So I'm going to mail this over to my mage because he travels around more easily. And then off camera later today, I'm going to switch the mage over to my horde and then mail the other one to my horde character. So we have a little back and forth going on. That's first aid, wrong room. Paladins are on that side. Hey, Glee Contessa. She doesn't look very paladin-y. She looks like a straight bad behind warrior right now, but Hearth of the Faithful. All right, so from a holy thing, we don't have consecration yet, but we can continue to improve redemption, 400 health and 600 mana. So almost a doubling of power. Still, that's a pretty weak heal, but it does give you good mana. And Seal of Wisdom rank 2. We already have this one at rank 1. It makes it to where every time I hit, I get 50 mana back. And this is now up to 71. And if you do the judgment, it's for everybody, 46 from 33. So that's pretty dang good. That's a pretty big boost if you want mana increase. I don't ever use that, but I don't think I've ever used that seal, but it is an interesting one to consider. Gotta remember that I have it. Fire Resistance Aura rank 2 is the only one I have for protection. I'm going from 30 fire resistance to 45. Okay, so I don't have to change anything there. It's just an aura available. And I gained nothing. So this was a complete and utter trash level. Increased my fire resistance aura. It increased my seal of wisdom. And it made my resurrection a little better, which who cares about, because if you can res at level 1, you can res at any level, and it doesn't really matter. So it's just a mild convenience. And the fire protection, almost never have to use that. And I never use this. So this is one of the, if not the most useless level ups I think I've ever had on any of my characters. This is lame. Could have totally skipped level 48 as a paladin. Gained nothing. And it cost me, altogether I've lost over 10 gold in this excursion, and we're going to lose a little bit more right now. Alright, so first of all I want to talk to the mining trainer because I want to smelt this true silver. Let's find out where this guy's at. I don't remember which one he's at. Not that one. It's around here somewhere. But let's go ahead and... There's a dude. There's a mining area. Mining building. Just don't remember where. It's somewhere in here. Is it this? Maybe. There's the mining supplier. I think the mining trainer's upstairs.
Here there.
Alright, so there you go. 250 thorium. So I can now smelt true silver. That's great. That will help me with my other smelting. I have 5 more iron to smelt also. This is a forge, I think. Nope. I lied. Okay, so I think I'm 1 iron short. I'm going to put myself in the red, 1 iron, by building these 2 things. I also need to smelt steel in just a second. Okay, this is going to be my true silver. I'm still going to be 1 true silver short. Okay, so I'm still 1 true silver short. We also need from the blacksmith trainer. I mean blacksmith supplier. Where is she? This girl. We need 16 coal.
With the subway
Bunch.
those gnomes built, it's easier than ye might think to transport goods from Iron Forge. If they
And because now I have to smelt 16 steel. Okay, so this is... Oh, actually I'm okay. That's enough. So I'm done on iron. I do not have to do more. I'm okay on iron. That's good. I forgot. I did get that final iron node. So actually iron, I'm not going to be in the red. I'm going to be good. But that cost me some money. And once we're done smelting this, I am going to have to look up. I think I need 4 heavy fluxes. Okay, there's my steel. Okay. I need, 4 strong fluxes.
Don't let the humans in the bazaar fool you, lass. With the subway, those
It's another 70 silver. Okay, so
if they try to tack on import fees, just tell them you're gonna buy your
pretty solid amount. Now these are green. There's a small chance I can level up from this, which would be cool. I'm also using grinding stones out of this, which I don't love. I can make some more heavy grinding stones, which I'm going to after this. I can't make solid. Okay. After this, I'm going to make these 4 heavy grinding stones. That actually will pay for the 4 heavy grinding stones I'm using right now. So that's kind of paid for itself. I did gain a point in blacksmithing. So that's awesome. So this quest is actually benefiting me some. It's going to help me. We ultimately, I think, want to be at 230 or 240 by the end of this chain. That's cool. I gained 2 points. Very cool. So I did not expect to gain any, and I gained 2. So that's good. All of this work is not for naught. Now I do have to go. We have to go now. Fly to the Swamp of Sorrows, and we're really to the Blasted Lands, and we have to mail this one thing. Oh, I want to put this in the bank too. So we have some things that can go about. So we need to go to a mailbox, and we need to go to the bank. We need to fly. The bank, I guess, can wait. I have all this that can go to the bank, too. So that's all bank stuff. Turtle meat, I think we're good on. I don't think I need any turtle meat. Yeah, I think we're cool. Alright, so yeah, the turtle meat we can sell. Okay, took my turtle meat from me. I really could probably sell that too. Alright, now we're going to fly to Swamp of Sorrows, and when we're flying, we'll look at our final... Because we do have these two. Jarl needs a blade, which is now complete. Oops, I passed the mailbox. We need to send one over to my mage. Okay, we're going to send mail to Dadgar. Okay. And we're going to give him one of these two swords. Cool. And that will take him, I think, an hour to get. It takes an hour, but that's okay. I'm going to, after this is done, I'm going to go check in with the family and have lunch and stuff. So an hour will pass minimum before I get a chance to start working on characters. And then I'll have to take him and one of my wife's characters and do an exchange on the neutral auction house. And then I will then immediately turn around and mail that to Gleekin's Soul so that she is pre-equipped with a sword of her own. As you saw, she's in Thunder Bluff. And there is that hunting thing, too. Why is he already dressed up like a Christmas? Oh, Great Father Winter is here. We'll have to do that.
Where is it you would like to go, lass? For just a few coin, my griffins can get ye there faster than even the swiftest horse.
So I didn't realize that Great Father Winter is here. We'll have to maybe take a side day where we come out and mess with those quests. I see treats. Oh. So I don't know how that's all going to work if we have to do all of this, but that's cool. So maybe I will actually use an intermission, and before we start this on Wednesday night, rather than starting the horde in this area, we can where are we at? Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours right now. We can do a Christmas. We've got to do it for Alliance and we've got to do it for Horde. We'll kind of check out how both go, but we'll start with the Alliance and just see. I don't know that there's like a ton we have to do. I'll just have to explore, check that out. I'll add in a tab on our spreadsheet for holiday quests. We'll do that together. I guess I could work those quests also on my offline characters. I can start working that today to just kind of get a preview. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all, especially since I am going to be flying around to Booty Bay and whatnot. Yeah, so actually we could start peeking at this if we look at Classic Wowhead. Let's see what we have. I don't want... This is regular Wowhead. We want Classic. And I want to look up quests. First of all, let's fix this, actually, first. So, in Dustwallow, we just did Feast of the Blue Recluse. That happened. That was a thing. Picked it up and turned it in. And so all that's left for us is doing the end bugs, which we're flying to now, and then we have to fly back and give him Jarl Needs a Blade. That's it. We just have those two quests and we're done. It's just going to take us a little bit more than normal because of the flying around. I didn't realize it was going to be out there. All right, so we're going to go to the database of Wowhead and then over to quests. And then we want to look at maybe world events. So these are the different various ones. We're going to start with Winter Vale, which is the top one. Okay. All right, so there are a pretty sizable amount of quests. Most have factions of each, but Winter's Presence. There's an Alliance and a Horde version of this. So we'll have that one to take care of. It looks like, is that one already available? I guess we can check that one out. Okay, cool, I landed it. That was awesome. That was not a very long flight at all. And then when we fly back, it'll be flying up to wetlands and whatever. At least now we have something to look into. I'll look into these winter quests. Okay, we have this one broadsword too. Alright, so we have to kill... We need pristine crawler legs, which I feel like we already had to do as Horde. We needed those crawler legs, so now this is just another... This is the Alliance needing to go out. They just sent us in a much more annoying way. We're actually high enough level, almost. We could start working Blasted Lands. We actually could start there. So some interesting quests out there. There's something. There's a pack of something over there. Pack of Northern. And I guess there's True Silver. We'll just keep our eye out. I guess if True Silver could appear... But now, these pristine crawler legs, this is annoying. I do have one water-breathing charge left, but I don't think I need to waste this on crawlers. I might need to, I don't know. We'll check it out. Inside this cave, there can be a True Silver, but I'm not going there. I'm not going in that Mega Murloc cave just for that. And yeah, we're going to be... So after today, we've got a few... We'll have a few days to do the Horde side of Dustwallow, and then we're going to be on Stranglethorn, which is a very long zone. That will take a couple weeks. And then the only one I fully unlocked past that is Hinterlands, so we have time to do that one too. So really, by the time we're into January, we'll be doing that, and I hope I'll be done with Tanaris, and maybe even one more zone past then. So, by the end of January, we should be... Off camera, I should be in maybe Feralus, Searing Gorge and Feralus done, and I hope I'll be able to stretch us into February doing Searing Gorge and Feralus, you know, getting to Searing Gorge. But I think right around there, as we finish Tier 6, as we reach the 3/4 of the way through the game, we run Maraudon. I'll get to buy a little bit of time, because we'll get to go dip back into Chronicles some when we hit Maraudon. And now we will have some of these episodes tied into the Christmas stuff. So that's cool too. And those I'm going to do, you know, that is what it is. I'm going to do those. I'll spend some time on those right now, on and off camera. But, yeah, that's... Alright, so... We're looking for these crawlers. They're easiest to find underwater. You know what? I think I've got to do it. I think I got to use this bad boy. Just I don't want to. I think it's the easiest way to find these things. They do appear on the shore, but it's just so much easier to just swim around and find them. Alright, so we're going to fight these monstrous crawlers. They are a pretty decent level. There's probably different crawlers we can find. I probably don't need them all to be of the monstrous variety. I guess I'll use these. I don't think they're going to run for me, so I can just fight with whatever stuns become available. There we go. Okay, we did get one leg off of that first one. Notice we're way past where Questy is marking it. You can easily go wherever you want. These crawlers are everywhere. They go actually way out. They extend way, way far out. So just swim around Whatever's convenient for you. The downside of coming out this far is if you don't have a way to breathe underwater, and this we just used up our last charge, then it's annoying to go down from the surface. This is a pretty deep shelf down here. Oh, you know, that's what I should be doing. I should be using this combo. That's what I'll do. See, I feel like there's a better way to actually utilize my mana. Now, hopefully we get lucky and the drop rate's good, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I mean, so far it's 2 for 2. If it is 100% drop rate, I'll be happy for time, but I'm going to be sad that I wasted my potion, because then I should have just did whatever. But you know what? We've already used 2 minutes, and it does make this so much easier. But yeah, being a shaman or a warlock is very good for that reason. Also a druid. And we've kind of run this down before. I think those are the main ones that give you some kind of water breathing. Or if you're an alchemist, if you keep yourself in stock with water breathing potions. I do not. So far we're 100% drop rate. So that's good. That's good for the brand. Yeah, because after this we're still going to have to... Our hearth will not even be close. I mean, we're at 31 minutes, but still. It's not going to be close enough to hearth. We're going to have to fly back to the... have to walk back to Netherguard Keep, and then fly to the wetlands, and then march over, turn this in, and then continue to march further to go turn in that sling blade. So that is going to bring our quest record a little over. Yeah, because we're already at 2 hours right now. This is going to be a little over 2 hour episode. But I did not give you guys an episode yesterday, so that's good. We'll get some content. I wanted to finish this today, so I don't know if that was a bubble or if I saw a crab out of the corner of my eye. I mean, these are giving us okay XP too. There you go. We're 4 for 4 so far, and we got seaweed. I don't think the seaweed sells for a lot, but sometimes it drops something called like fine sand, and I think that actually sells for a decent amount for being vendor trash. We ended up, after leveling up here, we're down to 84. So between the stuff to make the Moonsteel broadswords and the leveling up itself, we ended up spending about 15 gold. Plus flight paths and all that stuff. Come on, Glee Contessa. When I do retail, I think I'm going to stick with this Glee theme. I just don't know. Okay, there we go. 5. The fact that we're 5 for 5, that's statistically unlikely for this not to be a 100% drop rate. Now, I think there's maybe more than one type. The monstrous crawlers are just one type of crawler. I think you can get them from a few different types of things. So maybe if there's a different type, maybe they're not 100%. But if it was, let's say it was 50% chance, well then 50% we'd get 1, 25% we'd get 2, 12.5 we'd get 3, 6.25 we'd get 4, 3.12-ish that we'd get 5. So we're looking at a 3% chance. So we either hit an amazing 3% RNG, or, oh, we're coming up. By the way, we're working on level 45 with our swords. That's great. We should be up to 49, so we're 4 levels behind where we should be. Okay, so now we're looking at, it's either a 100% drop rate, or we have hit on like a 1.5% chance, less than 2% chance of happening for a 50-50 RNG, and of course exponentially more so. Crazy luck if it is less than 50% drop rate. So all things indicate that, at least with the monstrous crawlers, if not for all of them, this is 100% drop rate, which is good, considering we had to fly so far for it. We already have 7 out of 12. Just need to find 5 more of these bad boys. Look at his little teeth. He's kind of gross. I wish we had, like our other girl, I wish we had the ability to travel more quickly. But we have so much rested XP, though, because we have basically spent, like, no XP. We gained, like, nothing. We gained enough to push us over the edge to 48, but... Oh, we gained 2 crawler link. Not only did we gain, is it 100% drop rate, we gained 2. We gained 2 on the last one, too. I was going to say, I thought we were only going to be at 6, but, so that's good. So we have 9. I'm not going to count on any double drops like that, but that was even better. A couple freebies. So they want us to travel way out here, but, at least they're making it nice on us. Let's see a couple out there. I see a lot of monstrous. I don't know if there's any other non-monstrous ones. Okay, got another single. Let's see. Yeah, that's monstrous. Okay, it is all monstrous, so never mind. That's not even a thing either. This is just a 100% drop rate, and means I probably did not have to use my thing. I could have stayed along the shores and just... I mean, I would have had to fight Murlocs. That's cool that somebody got a Zulbrub Tiger mount. It is a cool mount, I agree. Kind of gives me, like... He-Man vibes. Alright, we did it. We got all of our things. It took us 8 minutes. I should not have used my potion, but whatever, it is what it is. We're way off the corner of the map. So now we're going to get back up and charge our way across. Supposedly, there is maybe a true silver ore node up this way. I'm just going to kind of travel in this direction in case that is the case. I'm gonna see if there's more Donkey Kong underwater levels immediately in the next 20 minutes. Throw all the underwater levels at me. I don't see an actual node, so we did not get that. This is the downside had we decided to stay on the shore. Is Murlocs everywhere. So that's not worth it. And also, yeah, see, that's a silk crawler. So those silk crawlers, I don't know if they have 100%. The monstrous crawlers of the deep, 100% drop rate, as you just saw, and sometimes more than one. I do not know. We just got Misty Reed Post. That's the Horde little post. We just got XP for that. That's cool. For exploring that little area. Alright, so now it is time to go back and fly to the wetlands, to Menethil Harbor, so that we can take the boat and go turn in our final 2 quests and be done with this zone. On the next episode that we play, which will not be for a few days, I think we're going to take a pause and start to do some of the Christmas levels. We're going to see what other ones we can do. If it's just part of what we're doing, then, like, if it's not a whole episode's worth, then whatever, we'll make that work too. But I'm going to find out. I'll explore that over the next couple days on my own free time. See how that goes. I will make a... Oh yeah, I wanted to check and see, is the presents thing already available? Oh yeah, because that's going to be in Ironforge. Yeah, I don't see... I think the actual present thing happens on Christmas Day itself. So we're not going to be able to do that right away. And the rest I'll have to check. Like, if it's daily stuff, I don't think it really works like that as much in Classic. In Retail, it's like you're just grinding stuff all the time. But like a gently shaken gift, Winter's Presents, a carefully wrapped present, I think all of those appear on Christmas Day themselves. Let's explore that. So Winter's Presents. I, Great Father Winter, blah, blah, blah. Comments. Wow, just did it. Got nothing for it. So... yeah, it doesn't really say a lot. Nobody says anything. Maybe that's just Christmas Day. I don't know. A gently shaken gift. So that's one of the types of presents. No comments available. Don't know when that appears, when or if. We'll have to experiment with that. Carefully wrapped. Dang it. Carefully wrapped present. Let's go check that out. There is at least a few comments here, so we'll see what people say as we fly. This is the longest part of our journey. We'll be flying over to Menethil. It's not going to be that long.
Like to fly to?
It's going to be medium long.
Light,
Okay. You can receive it during the Christmas period. You have to get up very early in the morning, go to Ironforge, go to the Common. There will be a Christmas tree. There will be presents. Anyone can get any present, as many as they want. It's free for all. Okay, so I don't know what the deal is there. How that works. Treats. Still real treats. The reason for the season. So maybe we're just not quite to where the presents are open, or maybe they're not appearing on the map. So I'll explore that today. Or, yeah, I don't know. And then, yeah, a gently shaken gift. There's just two versions of it. I don't know why. And then there's a festive gift. Is that just another version? Yeah, so just another type of gift. I don't know why that one's level 12. A gaily wrapped present for 20. A ticking present for level 40. We'll accomplish all of that. Now, treats for Great Father Winter, all of those, we should be able to do all of the rest of them. I do have deep rock salt, I think. So this is going to be, you need 5 gingerbread cookies and an ice cold milk. I think we have to learn those recipes. And that's available for both factions. And the Feast of Winter Veil, you have to read a book about it, which is cool. We'll do that. And then Great Father Winter is here. I think those are the 3. Oh, there's 5. Okay, and then there's also Stolen Winter Veil treats. And there is something about, yeah, Metz and the Reindeer. Cool. Then I think you get a Smoky Veil Pasture thank you somewhere is in there. Hero of the Day. Don't know how that one works. You're a mean one. That is you fight the Greench, an abominable Greench. Okay, cool. I think, so they're all, other than getting the presents, they're all doable. Seems pretty easy. I don't think any of them are going to be a big deal. The Great Father Winter is here. You can pick it up from anyone. We'll look at all the various ones. So yeah, we can bust out all of those probably in one play session. I'll check it all out. I might not do it on the next one. I might, since that all seems like a one play session kind of thing, I might wait until we get closer to the holidays so that I can do them at the same time as opening up all the presents. So I'm going to now be busting that out. We're now at Stormwind, and so now we're flying from Stormwind over to there. So that seems pretty cool, pretty easy. I'll check that out. I'll keep that up. That will be good. That'll be good. Yeah, I think that's cute. So, yeah, so then to recap what we're going to do, I'm going to continue to do the Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles. I'm going to try to get to the halfway point of that game. on Tuesday, I will run my next. If we want to take a peek at my favorite lore, I'm sure it's missing some things because it's very hard to be that thorough. But we'll run the next step. I just did Xavius, I think, last time. If you look at the channel, Xavius is my most current lore. So we're going to be on Dathomar Sunstrider. That'll be the next one I read. That'll be tomorrow's episode. I'll run that one before Monday Night Football. Then I will do the Patreon on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll come back in. Now I'm starting to think I maybe won't do Christmas, and we will start the Horde on that one. We should be able to Wednesday, Thursday, hit those two up. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so probably Friday-ish, in the Friday to Saturday range, we should be able to be done with all of Dustwallow. And then starting next weekend, be kicking off Stranglethorn Vale, which is going to be wrapping up Tier 5. So that's cool. That means we'll be about 2/3 of the way through the game. So if we look at actual zones, first let's do a zone count as we fly, since we have a little bit of time. Tier 1 is composed of 6 different zones. Tier 2 is comprised of 5 different zones, because you're kind of counting the Barrens. If you count the Barrens as part of Tier 2, it's really a borderland, but let's count it as Tier 2. There's 6 there as well. Tier 3 is also 6 zones. Now this is omitting Deadwind Pass and Moonglade as zones. I'm not going to count them. Okay, so we start off with the first 3 tiers, Tier 1, 2, and 3, 6, 6, and 6. And then from that point forward, Tier 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all 4 zones each. And then the final zone, because of Silithus, has 5 zones. So I started to do this last time, and I kind of messed up when I was talking about it. So the intro zones, the 3 alliance, and also the reason why there's 6 is because in the beginning they are faction specific. So there are 6 zones in Tier 1, but really it's 3 Horde and 3 alliance. And then in Tier 2, there are 6 zones also. But, I mean, that's included. Actually, there's only 5 because I accidentally did include Moonglade in there. There's Westfall, Lochmodon, and Darkshore, which are, for all intents and purposes, they're all Alliance zones. Sure, you could run Dead Mines. There's a few Westfall neutral. There's technically 2 Duratar neutrals also. But for all intents and purposes, those are single faction zones. And for the Horde, you get Silverpine Forest and just Barrens. So there's really 5. I can't call it 6, so there's 5. Then in Tier 3, you get... It does open up to there being 6 again, but you have Duskwood and Wetlands, which are technically Alliance only. And in a way, you have the second half of the Barrens, which is kind of Horde only. Although there are some neutral Barrens quests. The Barrens is kind of neutral, and the dungeon is certainly neutral. But then you have Stone Talon, Red Ridge, Ashenvale, and Hillsbrad Foothills. All of them are neutral, and this is where Alliance starts to take a leveling advantage, because they also have the Wetlands and Duskwood, which are 100% Alliance only. But Hillsbrad does have a lot more quests for the Horde. Stone Talon has a little bit more quests for the Horde. Red Ridge is actually, that's Alliance only, basically. So it's really the Barrens. The fact that the Barrens is so big is the only reason why the Horde can even kind of keep up. But really, as you get to ending Tier 3, Alliance has a leveling advantage. So it's easier. What that translates to is it's easier for the Alliance to level up in the beginning. Then from Tier 4 on, it's all neutral zones. The game is the second... so really from about a third of the game on, it's designed to be experienced by both factions. You have Thousand Needles. That one is mostly neutral, but it is significantly more Horde. So that's how Horde catches up some. Deathless is a split, a pinch more Horde, but there's a lot of neutral. It's mostly neutral zone. Arathi, Alterac Mountains is... That's a pretty even split when I think about it. It's such a small one anyway that if there's a quest here or a quest there, it doesn't really matter. Alright, our flying is over. We just have to catch the boat and go drop these 2 quests off, so we're close to wrapping up this zone. The bugs and the blade. There's also a oh no, that's when we get to Dustwallow. There's a shark up there. Alright, and then Arathi Highlands is neutral, a pinch more Horde. So they try to catch Horde up a little bit throughout Tier 4. And that gets us to the halfway point of the game. Not halfway through leveling, but halfway through the experience. Because there's definitely a lot more content that's suitable for level 60 and beyond. Then you get into the Tier 5, which is where we are right now. Where Swamp of Sorrows is heavily skewed toward the Horde, but it's a very small zone. Badlands is even. I'd say it's overall pretty even. There's a little bit more Horde. A smidgen more. Not even. I'd say it's pretty dang split. And then the Uldaman quests. If there's a tiny pinch more Horde, Uldaman, there's a pinch more Alliance. So it's about a wash. What just happened to me? I just got mistletoed by somebody. My spirits increased by 20 because somebody just mistletoed me. Cool. Then you have Dustwallow Marsh, which is what we're on right now. It definitely leans towards the Horde. So this is, again, how Horde slowly catches up. And then when you get to Stranglethorn Vale, it's a pretty even split. Vast majority neutral. There is a Alliance hub, but the Horde hub is a little bit more. So again, there's a tiny pinch more for the Horde in Stranglethorn, and that gets us finishing up Tier 6. I mean, Tier 5. Tier 6 is what I have been doing right now, is the Hinterlands, which is more Horde than it is Alliance. Pretty significantly more Horde than Alliance. Tanaris, I get the impression that it's neutral. That one should be straight up neutral. And as you enter Tier 6, I think that one gets more and more. Now, Searing Gorge, I don't know. When we look at Searing Gorge right here, it seems pretty darn neutral throughout. The hub is Thorium Port. That is a neutral. Thorium Point, that's a neutral hub. So I suspect Searing Gorge is going to be pretty much straight up neutral. And then Feralis seems evenly split. I haven't done it. I'll do it soon. And then in Tier 7, Fellwood, I don't know. I would guess it's pretty neutral. Ajara, guessing probably pretty neutral. Unguro Crater, I'm pretty sure is straight up neutral. And Blasted Lands, maybe Blasted Lands leans Alliance. Because what would the hub be? There's not really a Horde hub in the Blasted Lands. And then endgame material, Western Plaguelands is neutral, but probably with a Horde lean. Eastern Plaguelands is straight up neutral. The Burning Steppes, I'm guessing, is neutral. And then Winter Spring, probably neutral. Silithus, neutral. Yeah, so Winter Spring, definitely neutral. So I think that's what, in the beginning of the game, it's easier to, the first half of the game is easier to level as Alliance, and it would seem that the back half of the game, it starts to become easier to level as Horde, but then it also doesn't really matter. I will mention that on my Horde characters, as I finish Hinterlands, my Horde character is, I think, 3 levels higher than my Alliance character. But part of that's mostly due to bad RNG. I leveled almost 2 entire level ups from grinding out for the stupid egg. Alright, we're still missing a true silver bar. It's just very hard to find those. They don't appear very much, and they're probably snatched up by people as soon as they see them. Alright, we're going to turn in these 2. And I'm just going to leave my Jarl Needs a Blade dude out there. 8 minutes. I don't think it's going to take us 8 minutes to do this. Alright, and bugs.
Good day to you.
My research with the Mudrock tongues is progressing nicely. I trust your crab hunt goes well.
These are wonderful specimens, adventurer. The shells are in perfect condition and the meat is pink and tender. The blood of a chef is in your veins, I'm sure of it. Have a good one.
That's kind of disgusting. So we actually gained 1200 XP. That was like the first real XP quest we've gotten this entire time. Took us the entire zone. So, yes, this is completing Badlands and doing all of that stuff. You probably could have done Dustwallow Marsh first if you wanted. This is definitely easy peasy to do. Let's go ahead and mark off and bugs. That one's done now. Oh, perfect. And then we just have the last one, which is going to be doing our sword dude. As I run over, I'll add that one in. Jarl needs a blade, or Jarl. I don't know what you prefer. It seems like Jarl would be the better name, but who knows? And that's cool. And I've got that. We have... That's awesome. As soon as we talk to this dude, you know what that means. We got another one done. We're checking another box. Making good progress. This one only took us 3 episodes. So it took us somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 hours to do. Full completionist run of this. And again, I don't want to pick up Tiara of the Deep because I want to get that breadcrumb for that. And it's time to pack it in and start to work. All right, let's go tell Billy Bob Thornton we got his blade.
Hello.
You have my blade.
That's a good blade. It has a good swing. It's a good swing blade. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now I want to try it later. I'll try it later. But like I was saying, thanks.
You get a ring and trousers. Both are trash. An agility spirit cloth, lame, and a stam spirit ring, which is fine. It's okay, but not better than the rings I have. 35 silver and 350 XP. So, trash. Alright, guys, you know what this means. It means we have another episode in the pipe 5x5. Not only that, we have another zone in the pipe 5x5. Glee Contessa thanks you. I thank you. And I look forward to seeing everybody next time on Lore of Warcraft.